Okay, hello my beauties. Apologies, I sound like Marge Simpson. So we've got to see if we can try and get through this this video, or try and keep the words to a minimum so that I don't go more Marge-like. I was at a wedding yesterday, so lots of laughing, lots of shouting. Okay, so what we're going to do today is an emotional release for the main energy centers. So the chakras, if you want to call them those, the energy centers, the main ones that run down the body, and the eighth one. So it said that we were meant to have like 12 main energy centers. So we're going to be working with 8 today. I'm specifically going to be using oils, but I don't feel like you have to. I think just really set a strong intention to allow these emotions to shift, so that you can move from one end of the emotional spectrum to the other. So I'm also using this book. It's Releasing Emotional Patterns with Essential Oils. And so there are 7 oils that we're going to be using, but again, don't worry if you haven't got them. Just set the intention to shift these. What it's saying, why we're specifically working with these 7 main centers, is because emotions are projected and received via the energy transmitted through the chakras, so through the energy centers. And we have many in the body, but these are our kind of like major cities, let's say, which then you've got all these highways that run around the body to all the different organs and glands, etc. And so once the emotions are generated or accepted by the energy field, or into our energy field, then they start to move around the body, like I say. And so emotions, like areas of the body, have specific vibrational frequencies. So if you've ever had acupuncture, they may talk a lot about storing anger in the liver. They have that same kind of vibrational frequency, and then they accumulate in that area. And this is why certain emotions are associated with certain areas of the body, and how the chakras are connected to the meridian system. And so that is why we're working with these main centers, so that we can start to clear things before they start to be accepted by and then move around the body. And I'm finding, especially at this time where we've got a lot of astrological kind of things going on at the moment. Today is the solar eclipse. I don't know if you've been feeling this kind of heavy, dense energy. It can kind of make you feel like, you know, you don't really know what's going on. It's difficult for you to navigate things. Maybe it feels like you're walking through treacle. That's kind of how it's been feeling for me. So I've been doing this clearing every day for the past couple of weeks, and then I feel like the energy centers, that the main cities, is free for that energy that's coming down to move through the body with more ease. It feels as we go through like a rebirth process, which can be deeply uncomfortable, very, very uncomfortable. This just allows the energy to move more freely. So if you want to practice this, do this every day. It's great to really do in the morning before you kind of go through your day. Do this this energy clearing. So for the first one, the root chakra, we're going to use cedarwood. I just place a little bit in my hand. I activate it by circling 3 times in a clockwise direction. This activates the oil, and then I just place that on the pubic bone. And then the saying is, so there's a phrase, I am one with all that is, which allows me to move out of survival and into unity. So just take a moment to allow yourself, maybe you just want to place your hand on your pubic bone and you can say this phrase, I'm one with all that is, which allows me to move out of survival and into unity. And just allow yourself to be with that for a moment, moving from survival and into unity. And being one with all that is. So set that intention to allow that process to move. I have a lot more videos on YouTube about using oils and the emotional range that we have, and the more that we're able to move through that emotional range, we don't get stuck somewhere. Then it's easier for us to experience more in life with more ease. Okay, so that's the root chakra. The next one is, it's called Sara. So again, I place a little bit in my hand, activate the oil. The spot is the bladder. So just placing your hand just below the belly button. And you can say to yourself, I am complete within myself. I am complete within myself, which allows me to release expectations and move into appreciation. And so just allow yourself to move from expectations to appreciation. See if you can stay out of the head, go into that thought process about what that means and all the different scenarios. Just feel, allow yourself to feel that movement through from expectations into appreciation. See if you can feel that energetic shift. The next one is Sacred Mountain. Again, we activate. This is the solar plexus. So the last one was the sacral chakra. This one is the solar plexus, just above the belly button. Got about 70 layers on. So placing the hand just above the belly button, and you can say to yourself, I am conscious, which allows me to move out of mass consciousness and manifest Christ consciousness. There's a whole story that we could go on about that, but just see if you can allow yourself to move from that kind of mass way of thinking and into that divine Christ consciousness. This is what's kind of happening at the moment. We're shifting into that Christ consciousness. Allow yourself to move through. So that's quite a big one, I find, for me. And this is where our soul is said to reside in. I'm doing Reiki training at the moment, and our soul resides in the solar plexus area. And we do a lot of work moving energy from, it's called the Dantian, moving from the solar plexus into our hands so that we can do that energy work. The next one is the heart center. So we're going to use white angelica, and this one is really great to kind of draw around yourself before your energetic field, before you go out into the world. And so we're going to place our hand on the heart space and say to yourself, I am enough, which allows me to release greed and freely give. So taking a moment to be with that, moving from greed to giving freely. It can be really challenging in this world. It's like we all want something. Feels like a big one for me today. Hold on to that. The next one is the throat chakra, and it's ylang ylang that we'll be using. Activate the oil. If you don't have it, it's all good, it doesn't matter. Be with the intention, and then placing the hand on the throat, you can say to yourself, or hovering in front, whatever works for you, I express, which allows me to release possessiveness and freely share. So again, just being with that, the emotions of, the feelings of possessiveness, and being able to freely share. We're shifting the energy, we're moving the energy, we're clearing the energy. The next one is the third eye, the sixth chakra. So we're using cedar wood again. So activating the oil, and then I just kind of place that, my finger or palm on the third eye. And you can say to yourself, I know who I am, which allows me to release conceit and embody humility. Taking a moment to feel that shift through, and the more you practice this, the easier it becomes to shift through those that range of emotions. The next one is the crown of the head, and the oil is release. Again, don't worry about the oil, don't have it. And then I just place my hand on the crown of my head, and I say, I am one with all that is, which allows me to release rebellion and experience oneness. Again, just taking a moment to allow that to settle and shift. And you may not feel anything the first time you do this, second, third, fourth. But I find the more we embrace or be with these different emotions. And then the last one is the eighth chakra. This is the star chakra. It's about 8 inches maybe above the crown of the head. And so activating Idaho blue spruce I've got. And just saying to yourself, it is my intention to return my body, mind and spirit to the point of perfection. And then again, I just run my hands around a few inches around the body, the aura, the energetic field, and allow yourself to be open to receiving that universal flow, universal energy, which runs through the body into the ground. And it's like we are the rainbow bridge that connects that energy and grounds it into the earth. So maybe take a moment to ground that energy as it runs freely through the body into the earth, so that we can anchor it, that universal energy, that source energy, that universal consciousness, whatever kind of comes to mind. Take a moment, and then maybe bring your hands together at your heart space just to seal that in, connecting the feminine and the masculine energy within. Always thank yourself for being here and doing these practices, because it's hugely important, especially at this time. So thank you for sharing this practice. And if you would like to share how that experience was for you, I would love to hear.